Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Do I have a motion on that?
I move we approve the minutes as I point out the correction.
Okay. Second, okay, discussion? You want to, anything you want
To talk to Lynn about it.
Okay, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Monthly claim action,
I'll move we approve the monthly claims.
I'll second it. I looked them over already.
okay? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Alright.
Okay, number 3, Benewah Community Hospital finance update.
Just this email that I sent out to you guys with their information in it. Does Dee Dee usually read that to you, or let you review it?
Sometimes. Anything you want to update on that, Dan?
No, it's more the same, slowly making progress on the receivables. You know, the issue is receivables with the server conversion. The software is working well now, we're told. We did have to go back and pick up the receivables that are old. We're at about 5.56 million roughly, down from about 5.7 million, so we're making progress slowly but surely.
Are you having any trouble picking up the back receivables that's been out there for a while?
That's the issue. Not yet, no, not yet. We haven't had any trouble picking up. We've got about, I forget the number, 2 point some million over 90. Some of that's over 180 days. The concern is whether the insurance companies or the government agencies will pay those bills because they're old. So far, they've paid them. But that's a concern. In fact, the auditor raised that in the audit, that he said some of that money will be no good because it's so old. We'll see. It hasn't happened to us yet.
But you know, I talked to Dan a little bit about that. Government, we probably can't do anything, but Blue Cross and Blue Shield, they want to pay that, or they wish they had them,
Yeah.
because that's still done the service, still done the work. You know, if you didn't do the service, and that's a whole different ballgame. But I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like we're out of the woods as far as making this stuff work properly.
The system's working okay now.
Yeah, it seems to be. All the reports we're getting back.
Still looks like you're gonna be able to make the payments?
Yeah, we think our cash projection's out for the next, what is this, June? 6, 7, 8, about 9 months is we're gonna make all payments. We're fine. We're about the numbers are in front of you. I can't, 1.6 million, 1.7 million, I can't remember the number. Yeah, that's all right. But anyhow, and that fluctuates a little bit. I think we had payroll last week, which cut into it a little bit. But we seem to be improving every couple of weeks. You'll see a gain.
And you made a payment to the bond fund here just recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, we overpaid the bond fund. This is June, so it must have been May. We paid more than we actually owed to make up.
Yeah,
And our projection is to continue that.
and it still leaves you with 32 days cash on hand, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, that number will fluctuate. I mean, if you get the longer the month, the shorter the month, the expenses run 55 to 60,000. Sometimes they'll
It's
bump to
not down to
65.
10, 11 days, so
Yeah,
I understand that, but with making the bond payment, you still have good cash reserve
Mhm.
right now. It's not an excellent cash reserve, but still a good cash reserve.
interviewing a doctor this Friday. We're one doctor short in the clinic. Ideally, we would hire a female doctor. We interviewed one 2 months ago. She told us she wanted to come here. She looked for housing. She couldn't find housing. She didn't come here. Now we're interviewing another doctor Friday, another woman Friday. She gets out of med school in August. She's a young woman. She's from Idaho originally, so she must come back to Idaho. So we'll see how that goes. We're one doctor short. I think the long-range plan from the CEO is she'd like to hire an internist, internal medicine. I don't know what that is, but she says it's critical for a hospital to have internal medicine on staff because you can keep patients that now you have to ship. And in order to make the hospital viable, you have to have that. And she, I think, has a couple online that she wants to talk to. But those are some of, she should explain this to you. but she's been run hospital for years, she has some experience, and she thinks it's critical that we have a female doctor, which we all agree with, as well as an internist, internal medicine doctor. So that's the goal, to hire those two positions.
When you say couldn't find housing, was she looking for a house to buy, or?
I think all of the above, Phil. We had another one, a human resource director last week, the week before, who also took the job, accepted the job. We've had trouble finding one. And then after living here, after being here for a long weekend, declined the job, couldn't find housing. Couldn't find a rental, couldn't find a house she wanted to buy or could afford to buy or what, I don't know. We had another, I think it was a lab person that said the same thing. We hired them, they accepted the job, and they did take the job. In the end, they said, I can't come here.
There's houses, but it's like Herb's houses for sale now. I see the sign going, so maybe
It's sold
it's sold.
right away. She was gonna buy, our CEO hasn't found a house yet either. She was gonna try to buy that house. Went home to talk to her husband, which is a big mistake. Came back the next day, it sold.
And that, I'm just thinking of that, and, you know, are them realtors really helping them look? Because there's houses that, maybe they're overpriced, but,
You know, that could be part of it. I don't know. Without talking to people to the extent why they decided not to stay here when I continued the job, I don't know what the issue was, but I think she told us last week we have 4 now that accepted jobs and then said, I can't take the job. I can't remember what the 4th one was.
I think
I can't remember the 3rd one for sure.
if they drove in here with a Toyota like mine, they probably wouldn't like the job, because you can't stay in it going up and down the street. I'm gonna quit driving that damn thing, right, so, I get so aggravated that I gotta quit driving
Don't
it.
you know anybody you can complain to about the condition of the street?
No, I don't. I get enough of that as it is, so I'm not complaining to
Jack,
somebody.
come over to Plummer and drive up and down their streets. down
Oh, I
there.
know it, I did, the other day I
These will
turned.
be really good over here.
At least we got pavement over here, you ain't even got it over there in places. But that's like that college that we've been trying to get that sidewalk down from the federal building down to that stop sign, you know. That stuff don't look good if you're driving through there. Doesn't look good. Okay, let's see. Board of Trustees, reappointment.
So Mariah's prepared a resolution for you to sign to reappoint the ones that the hospital board, I guess, recommended.
Need a motion to approve those people, Jeff?
Yep.
Make a motion to reappoint Ron Hodge, Carl Humphrey, and Richard Shoemaker.
I will second that motion.
Any discussion?
They're willing to take the position, you mean?
Yeah, no, agree.
Did you have anybody else want to step forward and take?
No, we had some discussion that,
Yeah.
I know of one person that would. I haven't nailed him down, but he would, I think. But we all agree we need to come up with some people that are interested. Wouldn't-
These are 3-year terms then.
Number 5.
Yeah, was that Rafkin you had asked what positions were available for to nominate people? And so we provided you a copy of the categories, I guess. Category 1 is a representative associated with some different industries, one being the timber industry. Category 2 is representative of his archaeological and historic organizations. She didn't highlight any there that would, I guess, fit our people that we know maybe. Category 3 representatives of state, county, or local elected office, or public at large. So there's 3 categories, and I think there were, I guess you could nominate probably for each category. The deadline for nomination is June 14th, so that's this week. There is an application here and online to submit by June 14th. mind.
So, advisory council,
It's RAC, she says? that
Resource Advisory
Advisory
Council.
Council.
on the rack,
That's
Yeah.
my understanding.
they just appointed them on the rack.
So BLM Idaho seeks nominations to Resource Advisory Councils. Is it a different
Yeah,
entity that has a Resource Advisory Council maybe?
Is there a Forest Service rack and a BLM rack?
there might be a bit, but
Yeah.
that rack, that's filled on that.
Okay,
Forest
so maybe
Service.
it's,
Well, this would be for
BLM.
BLM then.
BLM?
Yeah, not for.
Yeah, and we
so no action on that?
don't have
Okay,
nobody on the BLM. I mean, we don't have much in BLM ground,
okay,
so
so,
I wouldn't think so, but
all right.
number 6, ERA plan, Benewah.
Oh,
Yeah.
emergency refund, all I was gonna do is say that, I was hoping the guy had, dozer in there getting overburden off yet, but I won't be in there till this week sometime.
Okay,
And then, clean the overburden off, drill it, crush it.
oh, that's on our, okay,
What's
now,
that on, Phil?
That's
that's our rock crushing, ain't it?
Yeah, rock crushing.
Yeah,
Plus-
okay.
Plus putting, mag chloride on stuff, spending that emergency relief fund money, I just thought I'd give you an update. Really hasn't changed since our last meeting, but,
So they're gonna go in there next week, you think?
his start date is, on or before the 15th, so.
Okay.
And he said he wanted to get in there as soon as he could, so
Okay.
it'll be a good deal.
St. Mary's River Road and Cassandra Hills pavement restored. Quotes on that?
That's Phil, this is all Phil's list, so it
Okay.
was on your
Oh,
request to be on the agenda at one point.
He hasn't
Jim
come up.
Miletto sent me some quotes. Yeah, I thought they were kind of high on the grinding. He was supposed to get back to me on figuring out some cheaper ways to do it.
Well, he called me
Okay,
on that and said he was trying to figure out a different route on that.
anyway, it was, $2 or $3. Or let's see, a tenth of a mile is quite a bit of money.
A tenth of, is that
Well,
on,
let's see.
on Cassandra Hills? The
Yeah,
tenth of a
yeah.
mile?
He broke it down to tenths. That's not it.
He's gonna grind that and put it back to gravel, is that your plan?
Well, it's gonna grind up the asphalt.
And relay it?
And then relay it, and,
But that's Cassandra's, not apparently.
yeah, St. Mary's River.
Benewah, the St. Mary's River Road's the one that's got the serious problems.
Yeah,
So that's the one we gotta,
You gonna relay it also?
I drove out there the other day, that was some pretty bad stuff.
oh. But it's been, you know who put that in there? My uncle. That's 45 years ago. He put that in there.
The route.
That's 1 mile. But
I
it's-
told maybe I'd look at grinding it up and, put like a triple shot on there or something, that would be,
why don't we look at that wood while he's down here, if he would go grind that pile up we got on the Hope property there, and mix that in with it, and roll it, and I think we can make it work. Because that would be thick then, that would not be thin, see? Yeah. I think that's what we ought to try to do. we haven't been able to get any help on that, and I can't understand why.
I mean, writing that up.
No, getting the project on that. You know, we went 2, 3 times, and but we need to just work on where we, and then when we finally get a figure, we'll come back to you guys and see where we're at. Ain't gonna break the bank to do it, but boy, it really needs done.
Yeah, it really needs to be fixed.
There's another guy gonna be in here later on for, the road going in there at Benewah Creek. And he has a little bit, with the state parks, and they're doing a grind in place and then a triple shot. And, I think he'll have some prices for us on that for linear foot. What else?
On that Cassandra Hills, maybe we ought to just spot that for this year. Worst spots, like right off the highway, is bad, and, just,
Yeah, we ought to do something to it.
problem we have with that road is, we do that, then they build 2 or 3 shops up there, and, they're terrible on that. They move up there in the winter, and then they want you to move that stuff out of there in the spring, and you can't do it. And
Would it work on that to use some of that regrind and put on what's the worst and just roll it in for the year?
that's what I'm thinking.
Well, there is, for Cassandra Hills, and St. Mary's River, the cost per 1/10 of a mile is $20,000. That's using $3 per square yard to pulverize and using $90 per ton asphalt.
20,000 for a 1/10 of a mile?
Yeah. So that'd be 200,000 for a mile. The way, and that's what I told him. I said, I said, we can't do that.
I wonder what how long is the Cassandra Hills one? I never figured it. I should have, but I did the Benewah, or the,
I don't know either.
see, we're gonna get that stuff that comes up from the city here, the streets. They wanted that, so I gotta make a decision whether, for the day, because I wanna push that stuff up at Holt's so we can take that, because I don't wanna lose that stuff, see?
I'll send up St. Mary's River Road
Yeah,
for a good base,
yeah, see, so,
Well, highway department out in our area, China has a pile of regrind shit we could use. And I was thinking about bad places we have in those asphalt approaches, laying it down and rolling it.
yeah,
And I'll see if
Yeah.
we can hold
it'll
it.
help, and then eventually get good projects on it, so.
That other guy was, he quoted grinding, 4-inch deep grind was about $1.75 per yard, which is quite a bit cheaper than $3, or $2 the other guys were doing. And it seemed like there's prices all over the board there.
Well, we found that out on the crushing,
Oh, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
didn't we find that out?
Yeah.
But we definitely need to do something with those stretches of asphalt.
Yeah,
And then when the guys come in from, the guy comes in from River State Park, I think they're gonna try to see if they can use our equipment to do some of the work out there.
yeah, he talked to me about it,
Oh, okay.
and, Jesus, if we gotta help him.
That'd be, we'd be the lead on, then they reimburse us what it amount to, like they did down some other places.
It's so aggravating though, when they blocked that PD Hill, and they wouldn't pave that through the park. There are not very many stretches there that they would fix. It would make all the difference in the world. Didn't do it. That's the highway department didn't do that.
Well, then they were going to reroute down below that, on that trestle there that's about as wide as from me to you. I'm gonna reroute that, but the park didn't wanna give up anything other than the original roadbed either. Kind of a rotten deal.
Yeah, that's not a good deal.
Highway 5 needs a lot of work right now, it's starting to fall apart.
State 5,
Yeah,
it's awful.
yeah. I mean, and the state ITD doesn't want to do anything with it.
They're not even doing the maintenance, they're not even filling the holes on the edge of the roads. They're not doing nothing, and, no, they had a
Well,
real,
that real narrow place between the viewpoint and the passing lane, you come down that hill, there's some huge boulders right there in the ditch, and they won't even clean them out. That should be the local crews job, clean them out of the ditch.
that guy's supposed to be here tomorrow, that northern
Supervisor?
highway guy. He's gonna go for some rides
Good.
tomorrow,
Right on the edge of the road.
right on the edge of the road. I'm gonna take him out the dike.
Take him in a truck and have one of your other trucks meet.
I told him that, yes, it's Saturday in that meeting, I said, we took Governor Evans, she wasn't even born then, down that dike in a dump truck to fix that road, and we still ain't got the road fixed. So-
Not a priority.
That's not a successful story, yes, Jesus.
So, speaking of 5, right east of where they finished that repair last year, just east of there towards Morris Road, on the lake side, I noticed a big, what looked like a washout, and I think it's where the creek bridge is, it's like a non-existent looking bridge.
Yes, right there where that culvert is, yeah.
Right, the culvert, so they need to do another like box culvert project like they've been doing up and down 95 and stuff, but I stopped in Plummer, did you know that they reassigned from the bottom of PD Hill to the St. Mary's crew? That I actually made a trip into the Plummer ITD
What
shop.
did they do?
They reassigned who's supposed to maintain Highway 5 to the crew that's just out of St. Mary's down by the dump. I was so surprised. I stopped in, I talked to one of the crew guys.
Yeah, but isn't the
And
guy,
it used to always be,
isn't Ross over both districts?
probably, yeah, but in
So-
terms of having communicate, so I left a note there on their whiteboard and one of the guys, Ryan, was in there. And he said, but that's not our, we're not responsible for that maintenance area anymore, which it's like what? How far is it to the bottom of PD Hill from Plummer? 5 miles?
Yeah, B5.
And so instead they want them to come all the way from the dump to go through the park. So that gives you a little more clout as to what they can do, is what I was gonna say. Maybe. But it seems like an odd thing to reassign.
It's all the same, so that doesn't mean.
Anyway, just wanted to let you know that. You seen that too, Phil, that culvert there?
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Solid waste.
Well, I was just trying to, I put that on there, we need to move forward some way to figure out how to charge for construction waste coming into the transfer station.
So don't we need to figure out a way to them to prove they're Benewah County residents when they're coming into them places? Something, some kind of a way to do that. They've been getting constructions up there, people out of town having their, and if it's Benewah County residents, then that's a different deal, but I think we're getting
We're getting a lot of lake talk.
We're getting clipped, I think.
On our potential show.
Yeah. I didn't put action on it, but it's just something that we need to look forward to. Construction waste, and tires, stuff like that.
We gotta figure out a way to do it.
We know what it costs to get rid of tires, and
I never did find out where them tires went.
Hey,
Did you?
that old pit that Bud used outside Fernwood,
Yeah,
bury them in there.
in that potlatch pit, huh?
I don't know if Potlatch knows that, but that's where they're getting buried.
That's where they're getting buried. Wouldn't want a few more, would they?
I tried to call him yesterday, hopefully. Yeah, we gotta get on that deal.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, now there's a house tore down in Plummer, I don't know where they hauled the debris to, but that was probably several tons, several truckloads, and that shouldn't, it shouldn't come out of the cost of, just a homeowner that's paying for the garbage disposal. I'd like to look the next few months, just figure out some way either, put some scales in there or get a price per truckload or something to cover the cost of construction waste coming into the transfer station up there.
Where our cost really gets bad is we're dealing with that burning thing.
Yeah,
And we gotta figure out if we can really sort that and burn it. I don't know how they can keep us from not burning it if it's strictly wood.
I don't know either.
But if it's strictly wood, we can grind it.
What are we gonna do with the pile we've got there now? Are you gonna try to grind that?
I wish you wouldn't ask.
Okay.
No, we gotta try to grind it. But we'll have to put a person there watching the machine pick it up, because if it's got metal in it,
Yeah.
it
Tears your
tears the
machine
machine up. It's gonna be, but we gotta do it.
Yeah, I don't see how they can stop it if it's just wood, because it can burn wood everywhere around here. And if we set it in the fall.
And the problem we have with that, if it's got plastic in it, then we can see that. We can see that when we're loading. It'll be trial. It'll be trial. We'll have to haul a machine up there, and we'll have to have somebody that knows what they're looking at. On the ground, not the operator, because the operator a lot of times cannot
Right.
see it from the,
Yeah, that's.
yeah.
Just about have to dump on the ground, spread out and pick it back up and make sure there's no,
Which means our operator at the transfer station's gonna have to pay more attention when they're sorting it. Is that right?
Now, he's not gonna do that, because he just,
He's not sorting it now.
oh,
We're hauling a lot of wood.
I don't even wanna talk about that guy, when we have to, do we? Okay. Number 9, county, what's that, Phil?
well, just, Welch Coleman was our county engineering company, but I think they disappeared off the face of the earth. Do we want to have a county engineer, or do we want to just,
Where are we at on
pay
that,
pay
Ryan?
for engineering services as we need them?
I mean, I think that's the discussion as Phil outlined there. Welch Comer, I would say, is your county engineer. I don't know if they have any ongoing projects for the county.
They don't think they do they?
So the question, as Phil stated, is do you want to have a county engineer, or do you want to hire an engineer for projects as needed? If you're going to pay an engineer over $25,000, then you need to do a QBS solicitation, a formal solicitation for an engineer. If their services are going to be under $25,000, then you don't have to follow that process, but there should be a process that is followed for selection.
Oh, they're gone, ain't they, welcome? I mean,
I don't believe you've asked them to do any projects.
right.
I mean, I don't think they have any pending projects. There are some things that,
They did have Melissa assigned to us, but then she resigned and went to work for the city of Hayden. And they didn't, we didn't request, and they didn't volunteer anybody else to come here to
Didn't have anybody, Phil,
Yeah.
really.
And with this earth project and a few other things, we've been using HMH quite a bit. They did, I met with the owners, they did request that, they did say they'd like to be our county engineering company.
Is that roll that out?
Yeah. And they're just something to think about.
Okay.
we can't take any action today, but it's nice to have someone involved that is, actually, we're starting to get close to that 25,000 mark with this earth money too, so. Something to think about down the road.
Okay. Number 10. County road encroachments permit.
Yeah, you guys got any new roads going in for driveways and anything up your way?
Oh, yeah, we got a couple.
Yeah, you wanna be sure that they meet the minimum site distance and all that. You've got the county's got an ordinance about where to put your driveways in. You gotta have a certain site distance and everything. You wanna be sure that your foreman knows what, they should come to the county first before they just dump a
Do we
road.
want him, what he's saying in a nice way, do we want to run that through our building permit person? Because she won't know,
No.
she won't know that, but I don't know how else you control that.
You know, as commissioner for the Gateway Highway District, they had to come to the district, fill out a form, and they had, I think it was about a $200 fee or something like that, and they went out there and did the measurement to make sure that there was the right site distance and everything, and strictly for safety reasons.
Yeah.
And then they'd either approve or disapprove it, and then also they want to make sure that you had the right angle going in there and drainage away from the road. There's something, with increased building going on in the county, that something, if you have come downhill that steep and all the water dumps right in the road, that just wrecks
It's
the
got a whole
road.
bunch of those, it's old ones that's out there.
Yeah,
But the thing of it is,
going forward, a person should make them.
I think we need to have something to have, don't put a culvert in unless you talk to the road department, because, they're goofing them up a lot of times, and a lot of times they're in and we don't even know it. Till the road crew knows it, and sometimes they say something, sometimes they don't. So I think that's something we ought to talk about.
I'll get a copy of the Gateway's encroachment thing, and we can look our own over and just see if we need to update it or make sure it's more relevant. That's all.
Okay. Erickson Road culvert project.
Permit, so it is, this is from Tribe, says, they've been working with Jeff Hansen on planning 2 culvert replacement projects on Erickson Road that are covered in our 2018 MOA. We have some permit documentation for the project that needs Jack's signature. What would be the best way to get his signature? So I provided these applications. Mariah reviewed them and she feels like they're fine for signature on Lower Bull, where is it? Upper Bull Creek and Lower Bull Creek.
So that might be something
Culvert
kind of like what we're talking about, isn't it?
Who's that?
No, that's Erickson Lane, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I'm saying to get a little control over it. Jeff's been involved in this.
Yeah.
So commissioners, those are 4 permit applications, the application to the Corps for those projects that the tribe is heading up. For 2 culverts.
That one there's to help the fish.
Yeah.
Where's the Erickson Road?
It's Benewah.
Okay, Frontiers, this is Cherry Creek, Evergreen, St. Joe Road, Carpenter Creek, Cassandra.
I'll have you start. And there's 5 of them. And I think they're all tagged.
So are you guys aware that Frontier sold
No.
in Idaho, Washington, and Oregon?
To who?
It's a firm out of the Seattle area. I can't remember the name. I do a search, I suppose, but I made a lot of money in the broadband industry. You know, those 3 states he bought from Frontier.
Did you say Idaho, Washington, and Oregon?
I think it was Idaho, Washington, Oregon, yeah, I'm pretty sure. It has to go through the regulatory process.
They're, one of their top guys for Verizon works for him. He's gonna quit and go to work for the Logging Association, believe it or not.
Interesting.
And, cause he said they're selling that stuff so much, there's no security.
Yeah.
Plummer, number 13,
Yeah, that's me.
that's you.
So, Dee Dee had come in front of the board a couple of meetings or months ago, talking about relocating a Plummer polling place to the Plummer Bible Church, because that Plummer Community Building, I understand, is, number 1, very cold in the winter, number 2, there's a lot of complaints about access, handicapped access. I know there's a ramp, but people repeatedly complain about the access to that. I know the poll workers are uncomfortable in the building because it's always cold, and they said you can see the air through the cracks, you can see outside. It's not very, I guess, insulated, and they have been proposing moving this polling place to the Plummer Bible Church for a couple of years, and you know, we've kind of kicked it around. But I got a letter from Wayne Eve, who is the pastor at the Plummer Bible Church, and he basically has offered their church for use for a polling place. It has really good parking on the upper level. There's parking on the lower level. There's ADA bathrooms. There is restrooms upstairs. There's restrooms downstairs and a counting room, a nice room downstairs for the poll workers to count. So I just wanted to throw that back out there, that I know the city of Plummer is somewhat anxious for us to not use their building anymore. I'm not sure why, other than it's in disrepair.
So would there be any reason why we wouldn't?
I don't think there's any reason.
On the, you know, the community center, they just, it's not cold in there. They could turn the heat up if they wanted to. It's got a good furnace, and they're putting a new roof on the community center, and they did a lot of work inside, but still the only big problem is the access for handicapped people. And if the city of Plummer doesn't want us there, then let's just move out and go to the church. It's a really nice location there.
It is nice, yeah, but
You can probably pull up to
Need a
the,
motion on that?
Yes.
Please.
You're it.
I'm at that.
Yeah.
I move we change the polling place from the community center to the Plummer Bible Church on 4th Street, I guess it is.
Sorry.
Any more discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we make that effective for the upcoming November 2019 election? There's talk of an August election, probably wouldn't affect that polling place very heavily, but if we could make that effective November 19 instead of 2020.
Add that to the, make that an
Motion. Okay.
You approve that?
Yes.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. Water beautification,
How many updates?
okay. Fifteen, executive session. So, do we try to do her? Got 20 minutes.
Well, we can start.
Yep.
I move to go into executive session.
Can we